What's up guys, I'm Nicole and I like to create fashion DIY videos, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you how you can upgrade 3 basic pieces from your wardrobe into something cuter. I actually thrifted these pieces, so if you don't already have something like this in your closet, it's really easy to find good quality basics at the thrift store. So please leave me a comment and letting me know which transformation you liked best, and if you like what you saw, please subscribe. And let's get into the video. First up, I have this oversized graphic tee that I picked up from Value Village. I love graphic tees, but when buying them new, they are always overpriced, or if you find them secondhand, they may not fit well. I'm going to show you a simple way to take in all your oversized shirts. With the shirt inside out, I marked with the pin where I would like to crop my shirt. I added an inch for the hem and measured the difference, then measured out the same distance on the other side and marked with another pin. Then I grabbed my ruler and used my rotary blade to cut off the excess. I knew I wanted to take in both sides about an inch, so I used my measuring tape and some pins to mark where I would like to sew. I used the pins opposed to chalk since it wouldn't show up on this side of a fabric. Once I had both sides measured out, it was time to sew. Once it was sewn, I tried it on again before cutting off the excess to be sure it fit correctly. I also wanted to be able to tuck this t-shirt in, so I ended up leaving the hem as a raw hem. And here is the final piece. Sometimes a good basic is all about the fit. Next up is this oversized red mock neck long sleeve. With winter approaching, I'm really trying to stock up on long sleeve shirts and layering pieces, which is the perfect reason to upgrade this basic piece. I started by marking with the pin where I'd like my final hem to be, then proceeded with the same steps as I did for my first DIY to measure out my hemline, and added an extra inch to the hemline since I am adding an elastic band to the hem. So also like the first DIY, this piece is a little bit too wide for my liking, so I'm going to take the shirt in a bit on either side. I just used my measuring tape and chalk to mark out where to sew. I took about a ½ inch off down the side, and for the arm, I just tapered it slightly to reduce the bulk under my arms. So then I just secured the fabric with some pins so it wouldn't slip and slide all over the place once I was sewing. After I sewed, I tried it on again before cutting the excess fabric off. Next step is to add the elastic. I just used a ½ inch elastic because it's what I had laying around, but feel free to use any width you'd like. I wrapped it around my waist and added an inch for seam allowance, and with the shirt inside out, I pinned up a 1-inch hem, then pressed the hem before sewing. Once I started sewing, I made sure to leave a 2-inch opening for my elastic band. To insert the elastic band, I pinned one end to the opening of the hem, and on the other side, I secured a safety pin. This will help me navigate the elastic through the tunnel. Once it reached the other side, I pinned both of the elastic ends together to sew, and completed the hem of the shirt by stitching up that gap. And here's the final result. I actually really like it. I think this will be great in the winter because I like to wear crop tops, and the cinched waist will help keep the cold out. Okay, so for this last DIY, I'm going to be creating an off-the-shoulder top with a lettuce hem. For this, you will need a fitted knit sweater. It is also important that the fabric has a lot of stretch to it. I marked with chalk where I wanted it to hit on my shoulder and neckline. I also marked the hemline and followed the same steps in the other DIYs to get the perfect crop. Then I drew out where I wanted my neckline to be in chalk and cut that with scissors. Next, I flipped the shirt inside out and folded the raw hem a ½ inch. Once it was all pinned into place, it was time to sew my lettuce hem. I set my sewing machine to the zigzag stitch, making sure my length was set to 0 and my width was set to 3. Then I stitched around my hem, pulling the fabric tight as I go. This will create a lettuce hem effect. Once I was finished with the hemline, I repeated the same steps to the neckline. And the final thing that I did was go back in with my scissors and cut off the excess fabric. And here is what it looks like on. And that concludes this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and please don't forget to let me know which DIY you liked best in the comment, and please subscribe if you'd like to see more fashion DIYs.